Welcome, YouTube world, to another video on Monday Money Talk with Life According to Enrico. So, on our last Money Monday talk, I described what Mondays are going to be about, basically, what the videos of Mondays are going to be about. And it's all about my financial journey. I'm not going to go into detail, meaning I'm not going to pull up my stock portfolio like everybody does and all like that. I'm just going to go through how I started this, like where I went to start my stock journey, and one stock that I just started. And I'm going to go along and show you guys why I did that, what it's about, and all that good stuff. So today's video is kind of a follow up from, again, last Monday Money Talk. And I'm not going to keep saying that because, again, this is just a second video for this. And I'm just going to basically talk about, again, the stock that I purchased to go along with this channel. And basically every Monday I'm going to report about this stock when I post. It's not, this is going to be really short when I post about it. But it's going to go about why I chose to only do dividend stocks and holding stocks, because dividend stocks are supposed to be where you hold it. And I'm holding it for retirement. There you go. It took me a couple of tries just to get this out. But anyway, so let me pull up the spreadsheet, because I did say I was going to show you a spreadsheet, and I kind of skinnied it down just to show this one stock and show you what I look at. Again, this is going to hold me accountable to not only look at my stocks that I have every Monday, but it's also going to show you this journey. I started this late. My dad told me about it when I was a kid. Again, when you're young and dumb, you just don't want to listen. You think you know everything, and then when you get older, you have kids, whatever it may be, then you start thinking, oh, wow, I got to retire soon. But with me remembering some of the things that my dad had told me about stocks and dividend stocks, I'm starting to invest for my child. And this is one of the stocks. Johnson & Johnson, J&J, is a stock that I decided to choose for this journey for them, as well as me. Okay, so let's get a little started. Let's get into this. But again, I'm not going to deep dive everything, but I am going to elaborate on some of the things that I think is important for you to know to help you understand some of the stock, how this works, and all that good stuff. And just in case you really fall into it, then you could dig deeper into it. But this is just the skin. This is for a basic somebody who wants to buy some stocks, know what they're, know how they work, look and watch their money grow, and that's it. For somebody who wants to dig in deeper, find out a little bit more information, be my guest. Dig as deep as you want. But again, that's not what this is about. This is just to show you steps to, especially if you're younger, to start your financial freedom. Because dividend stocks if you listen to every billionaire, like, you know all the big guys out there, the Microsoft, the Apple, all those guys, they have stocks and they are living off those dividends. So not only with their company money, but they're also making money off of other companies, because that's what a lot of dividends are about, is buying equity in another company or electronic transfer funds. I think that's the ETF. I think that's the abbreviation for it. But anyway, let's get into the spreadsheet that I had created to track it, watch it, grow, see how dividends are calculated, see what I need to get to, and all that stuff. And I've got calculations on there. Again, I'm going to move this very slowly. I'm not just going to throw everything at you. I'm going to show you the spreadsheet, and then every time I do a video, I'm going to pick a specific part of that spreadsheet and explain it to you. I'm taking it down to how I like to learn. I like to get started and then learn a little bit more deeper stuff than what I was told. And what I mean by get started is do my investigation, For instance, talk about the stock. Find out which stock brokerage company is good, which one is free, which one will have a service fee, and all that good stuff. And then I find out which one has longevity. Meaning, I don't want to get into a stock brokerage and all of a sudden they close down, and I'm like, okay, I got to move my shares right away, or I'm in trouble. That is also a part of it. And then finding out what is best to invest in and what it means. Meaning, like, for instance, why did I get into dividends? Because I want to live off of those dividends when I retire. I want paychecks to come in like rent. And again, we'll get into that too, because I do have a rental property, a couple of rental properties. And again, I'm following those that have money. I'll put it that way. I'm listening to those who have money. I'm I'm not too happy I started late, but again, I'm trying to help out my child. I'm paying it forward to you, as well as building a foundation for my child or my children. So let's get started in this spreadsheet. I'll explain it a little bit to you, and then next video I'll explain more and more and more, and then we'll get into other topics of my financial strategies. That's the word I was trying to get out. Financial strategies. Okay. So here is the spreadsheet. Now, again, this is a smaller version of the spreadsheet that I created. I hope you could see this. Let me see if I can blow this up a little bit more without messing anything up. And I'm looking at I'm kind of trying to screen record this, and it doesn't look good on my screen recording. So when I play this back, hopefully everything comes out. So anyway, I'm going to highlight the line. I purchased the Johnson & Johnson, which is the NASDAQ symbol, NYSE. It's J&J. I purchased it on a Charles Schwab account, on June 10th at the share price cost of $149.39. And I purchased 2 shares. At the time, the amount that I invested was $298.78. The annual dividend rate that I would be getting per share, so here's the formula. It's highlighted here. It's J3, which is here. $1.19 is what the dividend payment is per share for these 2 shares, times the amount of how it's going to be paid out, which is quarterly, and that's 4 payments per year. Oops, let me escape here. So that would be $4.76. 119 times 2 times 4. And again, we'll get more in depth in this later. The quarterly payout is $2.38. So actually, this is this. Hold on. This times the 2 shares. That's your quarterly payout. That's how much, like every 4 quarters, you're going to get $2.38 payment, as long as you have these 2 shares, and as long as it's that. Annual dividend yield, 319, which is the cost of the shares divided by, the annual dividend rate divided by the cost of cost of shares. That gives you your annual dividend yield. So what my plan is to get enough stock shares to pay every quarter to buy 1 share in addition to buying shares. So I'm going to try to double up for my child as well as us to get this rolling quickly, so we could get our desired monthly pay of $5,000 per month, because that's what I want to get them up to, $5,000 per month, where they will never have to work again. So with this being said, the number of shares for a desired quarterly payout to cover purchasing a share cost, I would need 126 shares of stock to get a quarterly payout of $150. Okay, so if I had 126 shares every quarter, four times in a year, I would get 4 shares because they would be cost. It would be if the price stayed the same, which stocks never do. It would be $150, and I would be able to buy automatically because I have my dividends reinvested right now. You don't want to take your dividends out until you retire. You don't want to stop reinvesting until you retire. And that would give us a share every quarter, every time we would get paid a dividend. The more shares you get, the better it is because then when these go up, that means you can buy more shares per stock. Again, to get my desired targeted monthly rate, you would have to have, and I think this might be wrong. I got to reinvest this. I got to look at this calculation again. I'm not even going to go into this right now or this portion right now. When we dig deeper into these categories, then I will talk about this. But my desired target monthly pay, meaning after everything is said and done, and I stop reinvesting my dividends, I want to receive a check every month coming to me of $5,000. So again, we bought the shares back on 5/10 at 149.39. Today, and it's what I mean by the shares keep going up. Oh, let me say one more thing. What I have this is spelled wrong. Let me fix that. So the stock type. What is a stock type? It's different ways of owning parts of a company. And this is a equity. They call it equity stock, meaning I own equity in J&J, meaning I own a part of J&J. You might be saying, "Oh, you should be rich now that you own a share of J&J stock." What that means, there might be 1 billion shares of stock. And out of that 1 billion share of stock, I only have two measly shares of equity in the company. When you hear people say they own half of a company or they have half the shares of a company, so say for instance, if J&J again had 1 billion shares and somebody had or half of that, yeah, they're rich. They're the ones that have the money. And they also have control of what and how that company goes about. But again, I'm not going to go deep into that because that's going off this topic. I just wanted to let you know this is just the ownership of the company, 2%. And how they pay you back for owning some stock or owning equity into the company is through the dividends. So let's go here. What are dividends or how are dividends calculated? I'm not going to go deeply into this. I'm just showing you this about the dividends. Right now is Q2 2020. How they, again, we'll go on deep into this later on, but they calculated it that it's going to be $1.24 per share. We'll go back up here. $1.24. Next dividend payment will be $1.24 per how many shares you own. So I would be getting $2.48. Next quarter payment, which is, I think they just paid it already. Oh, here it is right here. Next estimated date, May 20. So it's today. So today I should be getting $2.48 reinvested back in Johnson & Johnson. That's not a lot. I need 129 shares of Johnson & Johnson to give me $160 to give me one reinvested share or purchase one more share of stock in Johnson & Johnson, meaning I will not have to put money in to this stock at this day today, because once this dividend gets paid, if I had 129 shares, I would get $160, which would be reinvested into Johnson & Johnson, and this would go from 129 to 130. That's the goal that I want. I want to make sure that I'm getting that stock reinvested to make my equity in the company go up. And if I do invest another 160, it'll be 2 shares at that point. So as you can see, it doubles. I'll double every time every quarter it'll be doubled the amount of shares that I'm buying. And they call that like a snowball effect. The more you put in, the more equity you have, the more stocks you'll have, the more payout you'll have to be reinvested to make your end goal of $5,000 go quicker, or you get there quicker by that way of thinking. And then here's all the yields and stuff which I have calculated here. And again, I'm not going to go deep into this right now. I just wanted to show you this spreadsheet that I have created. Next time I show you this, I'm not going to erase this line. I'm going to just create a line here. And then next week I'll create a line for 520. I'm sorry, hold on. Let me see here. For 527, you'll see a date here, 527, all this stuff, and what the current share cost is for that month. And then all this will be calculated out because I have the formulas in here. This might stay the same. I'm not sure because we're going into Q3 at this point. So they'll have a new calculation for Q3. They might be just like as you see here. It might stay steady. And again, this is an aristocrat dividend. We'll go over that more in depth later on as well. So with this, again, this is just a little quick synapse of how I'm tracking this, what's going on. I have this up here. Hopefully it's a long enough time as I'm talking for you to actually open up a spreadsheet and make these cells. Again, comment. Give me any comments if you want me to like click on here, or not on that one. On this one here, if you're like, well, how did the 298.78? How did you get to 298.78? Well, that's the amount of shares times, the cost of the share, what I paid for the share, times the amount of shares I own. And that gives me the amount invested in the stocks. Okay, so as you can see, back in 510, I invested 298. Now I haven't invested any more money. This is because the stock went up. So when the stock goes up, your investment goes up. When you're a dividend holder, when you're holding onto a stock for dividend, to me, yes, it's important that you see it going up. Yes, it's important that you can see it stay stable, because that means the company is good. If you see this going down, be a little weary. Start looking into the company. If this starts going down from 151 to 149 to 120 to 98 to 35, start looking into the company. You'll still get your dividends, but again, your dividends is connected. Hold on, where is it at? Which one is it? There it is. Your annual dividend yield is connected to the value of your share cost. So if this goes down, this will go down. It will affect this, is what I'm trying to say. So, all because you're holding on to it for long term, make sure that that company's a solid company. Again, this they call it Johnson & Johnson. They call it an aristocrat stock, which it gives dividends year over year. It's a solid company, all that good stuff. And again, next week I'll start going into each of these cells and stating what they mean and how they work. So in the meantime, again, this is just the spreadsheet. I hope I've been on here long enough for you to kind of copy this down. If you're a paid Microsoft Office customer, you do have the ability to link your spreadsheet to a stock market, to where it would automatically, once you open the spreadsheet up, all this stuff will be updated automatically from that website. You don't have to go onto the website. All you have to do is open up this Excel sheet. I don't have a subscription. This is an old Microsoft Excel office that I have. I don't even know if they update it anymore. All these companies are starting to go where they want you to buy online services so they could charge you a monthly fee. And I buy software so I don't have to worry about these monthly fees, and I can work on it anytime I want. And say, for instance, if my computer's down, I don't have to log on to the internet or something to pull this up because I have it on my system. But anyway, that's just a little information I wanted to give you. So again, thank you for watching today. I hope you enjoyed what you're seeing. I hope this is kind of getting you a little motivated to want to continue to watch, share this information with somebody, and say, "Hey, Rico's going to walk through this with you day by day. Let it soak, or not day by day, week by week, and let this soak in." This isn't something where you could just watch somebody say, "Oh, okay, this is a dividend. This is what it means." Blah 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 blah, all in one sitting. It's way too much information. And you really, I mean, this is money. You really want to understand where you're putting your money at, how this is working, what's going on with it. And I'm going to walk you through what I know. And again, it's not deep, but it's enough to, let's put it this way. If you have a boat, there's no holes in it, and it'll help you keep sailing and going to places where you need to go based off of the information, the basic information. So with that, again, thank you for watching. If you have any questions, please give us comments. We love comments. Please subscribe. Let people know about this. I think this is going to be fun these Mondays. It's a lot that's going to be covered. A lot that's going to be covered. A buddy of mine he's starting his YouTube channel, and he's really going to start talking about money as well. And I think his is going to be more focused on money. Mine is just Monday money talk. And then other days has other things about life according to Rico. So, like I said before, thank you for watching. Give it thumbs up, thumbs down, whatever you want to do. Like, subscribe, comment. Please comment. And until our next video, see ya.